Hello, legends and super legends. Welcome to Veloharmony's subscriber hangout, January 9th. Today's an interesting one. They're all interesting, but got some things here. Munez, how are you guys doing? Alpine, Suresh Shinapa. He's already on tomorrow morning over there. He said, good morning from the land down under. 6:15 a.m. about to head into work, but I thought I would say hello and the rest of the thing. Happy New Year to you, Suresh. We appreciate you supporting the channel. You might want to hang on, Suresh, before you go. Let me do this for you real quick. I was going to do it later. We've been getting a lot of stuff. Somebody had mentioned, the channel will get stuff. We've been getting stuff. So what I've decided to do, the stuff that I've done demo on, I've made a lot of review videos. Some stuff coming, I don't even review them because if they're not going to be really strong reviews, the people send stuff and they're like, just check it out. You don't have to do a review. So I do reviews when I feel like it. I've got a bunch of stuff here I'm going to start giving out to you patrons. So Suresh, Chris Roxbury, all of you on Patreon, please go and update your shipping address. Patreon has a choice and it's secure. It's your account. Go and put your shipping or mailing address wherever you receive packages to. We're building a program. We'll use a program that will arbitrarily pick our patron of the month periodically so that we're going to send you stuff. Okay? You're going to get the title, but you're going to get stuff. These are all new. Those of you who drink wine, this is a Santini jersey. It's going to be going. We've got some other stuff here. And then it gets even more interesting. We got a bunch of stuff. I've got to get a bigger box because I'm going to be storing all the stuff that they're new, just sitting around. I'm going to start giving it to you guys that are helping the channel stay around. These are socks. This is a Rafa base layer. Just good stuff that I would wear. I just want to start giving it to you guys. We got the spotty wear stuff that they send for review. I use them for review, and they're just sitting here. Spotty wear jerseys. This bottle somebody sent it. I didn't even review it. It's just here. Just little knickknacks. Put your shipping address because the program will look for active patrons that are at the $10 level or higher that have shipping address in there. If you don't have a shipping address, we can't send the stuff to you. That's what that's about. So we're going to be doing that probably monthly. But we got a bunch of stuff to start giving away to you guys. They're all new stuff. You can use them. They, for garments, they send them in that would fit 39 to 42 chests. They send them in my size so I can try them, do reviews. Sometimes I don't bother doing reviews. There's so many things coming in. And they don't require that a lot of times. But we're going to be getting more stuff that I just figured it makes sense. You guys ride bikes. They're all for people that ride bikes. I've got canisters and other things, but I can't ship those. There are regulations as far as the CO2 cartridges. I can't ship those. I've got maybe I'll just do the nipples, the valve that you can regulate. I got a bunch of those. I can ship those, but I can't ship the canisters. So for people here like Robert Tengler and them, if he wins, then he can pick it up locally. Okay, so I just wanted you to be aware of that. I will send from Patreon. I will send a message to all patrons about the fact that you need to put your shipping address to be eligible to participate in these promotions. So we appreciate all you guys. Eric Nell, hey Eric. Michael, good morning. Hey Michael. And you're one of the patrons. I'll be sending a message. So you guys update your Patreon account, put your shipping, mailing, whatever. If it's P.O. Box, I don't care. Wherever you receive stuff, put it in there. So if you win, I can just send the stuff out to you. Okay. Peter Rogala, good morning. Gregor Pohl, hello from Germany. Welcome. Paulie Longa, my buddy, how you doing? Let's see, Chris. Hey, Chris. Christopher is here. I hope you heard that intro. So I will do the Patreon message. Patreon only lets you send message to everybody. So so if you've heard it and you get the message, just ignore the message. But update your shipping address over there so you guys can start getting some goodies for your support in the channel. As one of the promotions, I will add that in your rewards along with the discounts and other stuff that you already get. We've revamped the rewards so you can go back and review and see if you're buying anything from the channel. Make sure you use your code. I need to send the new codes to you guys as well. So there's a bunch of little homework stuff I got to do for you patrons. This is Patron Month. You guys have been really supporting the channel. Let's see. John McCann, looking forward to listening in. Yep. Mansoor. Dozy76487. I just got back from a short ride. It's really cool. Yesterday was hot, like 28°C, I'm thinking, and balmy and muggy. And then this morning we got a northeasterly wind blowing in. And so it's dropped to like 12 or 13. So yeah, you can never adjust around here. That's why I put on this base layer to keep myself warm. Tone Pagnello. Hey, Tone. Let's see. Greedy Wasner. Nice channel. Thank you. He said, I'm down at Veloharmony. Michael. Yeah, Joaquin. Good morning. Let's see. Okay. Paul K. How you doing? By the way, the tour down on the start soon. Hope you... Yes, what's his name? Shane Miller put something out about it. It's going to be started soon. Yeah, I try to watch that whenever I can. Hopefully it'll have some good coverage. The tour down under. See the boys working hard. Robert Tangler. Looks like 100 are becoming the norm. Yeah, for Saturday, Robert. Saturday is the day we're going to go really long to kind of maintain what we've been doing. But yeah, it's because during the week it's harder. I can do 2.5 here. Like today, I did about 3 or so, 2.5, 3, maybe 3.5, and then Saturday and Sunday we can go long. For most riders, that's kind of what the weekends bring out. That's when you can do the longer ride. That's why Katie said it is Saturday that day. That's what we're teasing her about. Saturday, that's when you go long. So I hope you guys, Robert, you may not have heard. I'll be sending you messages from a message from Patreon. We're going to be holding promotions and raffles for you patrons on all the goodies that we have here. I went through them earlier, so I'm not going to do it. There's a bunch of stuff. Got some Rafa base layers and socks and different things. And we've got jerseys that people sent. Some of them I reviewed, some of them I didn't. But they've just been hanging in there, so I'm going to fold them up nicely. But we need all patrons to update your addresses. I will send a message to follow this up from Patreon. Hey, John. John is my neighbor from Katy, Texas. John McClellan. Welcome, John. Austria, Tom Nix. Michael that rides with us from Austria originally. Todd Morell. Hey, Todd. How you doing? Let's see here. Tone said, I inspired to ride when it's cold. You know, it's funny you mentioned that, Tone. Today's ride, I went out. I was ambitious. I was going to try to do 4 hours, but the wind was blowing like crazy, so it was sapping my speed, and I didn't want to ride super hard because the day was kind of just a medium day. And so I had to modify the course en route, and you've got to do that. So I still managed to get a little over 3 hours, but I did not go far out. I stayed close and visited some neighborhoods that have got some nice climbs and different things in there. So you got to be able to do that, because sometimes you go out and you're pumped up and then you get out there and you don't feel so hot. It's okay to tone it down a little bit. Not every day is the day to really, go super hard. So it's good to make changes when you get out there if you're not feeling great or the weather or whatever. But I didn't want to do too much because I've got a busy day today after riding. I've got this stream and then some other stuff to do. So now that you have to have the balance. And I want to keep making the videos, like the video with the water bottle the other day. I want to keep making those helpful videos in addition with this live stream. So we have a well-balanced channel. But I want to start rewarding my patrons. So all this stuff I've been gathering, and there's more people contacting the channel to send stuff. So once I preview them and they're useful, I will just give them to the patrons. They're good stuff. It's good stuff that I would use. So it's great. Let's see. Okay, Chris says I should sign the jerseys if people win that. Okay, that's a good idea, because these are the jerseys here. This one here, it fits. All these jerseys fits chest sizes 39 to 42. In inches. That's my size. They send them in my size. This one I never wore. It's just been hanging up from Santini. It's modeled after, if you can see the wine bottle there or something with the cork. It's a Chianti or something like that. It's got a cyclist on the back. It's really nice. You know, so I showed it to my wife and she said, why don't you put this in a raffle? Because a lot of people drink wine and stuff. They'll probably like that. And then let's see here. This one had been sitting around. I got it a while back. I did a review on one of them and I just never opened this one. This is the Rafa Protein Base Layer. Very breathable. It's excellent. Same size, like a large in Rafa, which is 39 to 42. It's just sitting there. This is a sock that was donated by Paul Ilonga to the channel. And it's just been here. So this is also, let's see, fit size is 10 to 13. There's a lot of stuff in here. And then all the spotty wear jerseys that I got for the reviews. I think I only did the review on one color, and I've got them here. I had them modified and tightened so you would like them. But they're just, I haven't been using them, so they're just here. So I figure, okay, let's start dishing out these things. I think people will be cool. And also, let's see here. I think I've got another Santini jersey. Got them all over here. I brought a bunch to show. Let's see here. The Stelvio Pass. I just looked at the things that were not getting a lot of users, just hanging in there. So I'm going to have a section in the studio for things that I do reviews on. And I'm going to start folding them and just keep them in. I'm going to get a bigger bin so I can see through them. Get my wife to find one of these. She gave me this. So I can see, I can fold all the jerseys as they come. When I do the review videos, I'll just fold them and put them in there and send them out for the patrons that win them. So you guys can benefit from the proceeds of the channel. Let's see here. Tech question. I will sign the jersey. I think that's neat. And probably some of them, Paul and I will sign them. When Paul comes, we're going to sign them. We'll have them signed. That way you get, it will be a one-off. Let's see here. What was the tech question here? Before I go, I wanted to tell, I don't see him on here. Cycle Warrior X. He's not here. YouTube sent me an email from the Creator Studio. They keep track of all the super chats. And they discovered that I had mentioned that to Paul Ilonga. But YouTube sent me a note saying that one of your members looked like he was having problems. What happened is when you're trying to do super chat, he went ahead and typed in $20. Well, typing in $20 is just a comment. He didn't use that bar to move the default from $1.99 to where he wanted it to be. And so YouTube said you need to mention to your people that, you know, this is how super. I didn't know that you had to move a bar. He was obviously on a mobile device or something. So they said to mention that. And the next time he comes, I would mention that. But a lot of you guys have not had problems with them. It defaults to $1.99. He typed in 20 instead of typing in a comment. I think that's what he wanted to do. And so YouTube sent me a note and said, we noticed this because they track all the super chatters and they keep a database of them, which is great for me because I want to see who's supporting the channel. It's kind of cool because we got to do something down the road for the super chatters as well. Okay. If you change chain rings to a bigger side, how much more force is required from a 51 to 53 or 46 if all other things remain the same? It's hard to quantify because you even though the chain ring's bigger, you still got cogs in the back. And then when you change your chain ring, you got to change your chain. I don't know if it makes that much of a difference. It's just a matter of a feel thing because some riders prefer to be in the big chain ring versus the small chain ring. There is a different feel to it other than that. But I don't know if you necessarily require more force. You need to use the right cassette in the back with that bigger chain ring for what you can handle. Because it really comes down to gear inches and what you can turn. You know. And that's the thing when people look at stuff on Strava and somebody did a ride and there's, oh, the average speed was it. Average speed doesn't mean anything because you don't know what kind of work that person did throughout the whole ride. They may have just really gone hard on one segment and then spun easily on the others so the average speed went down. But think about it, when you're riding hard, it's those little sections that cause you problems. It doesn't matter what the whole ride is doing. It's when you can't close that gap at that moment. That's what matters. So yeah, so I just wanted to kind of mention that, but don't worry too much about that. Obviously, you're changing your chain ring for a reason. Like when I went from a 39.53 to a 36.52 on the orange bike was because to handle like 10% or higher climbs while seated, it was nice to have that 36 on that bike. I don't use the 36 that much, but I use it. When I do use it, I'm way down the cluster, you know, maybe the 13, 14 or something like that. But I don't spend much time there in the terrain we're in. I use the 53 in conjunction with like the 25 or 23 because I have a 28 on that cog. I don't like my chain to be too angled. You know, it's just not efficient, you know. So just make sure that when you change the chain ring, you change the chain. You can't keep the same chain. And if the chain's loose, I mean, if it's new and you want to go down, you could probably remove some links and get the right pin, or if you're using a link. But just make sure you check the length because it matters. Water bottle video proof timeless, soaking in Clorox right now. I was just cleaning my bottle. I decided I might as well. I had been thinking about it. I do that regularly, and I've been thinking about doing a video about it. And I decided, I was up early that morning cleaning the bottles, and I said, I better just do a video. And as you can see, I didn't even have help. My girls came up wondering why I hadn't come down for them to start getting ready for school, because it was a little after 7. We started about 7:15. And so they came up to see what I was doing. And then I finally got some good help, so it was easier to have somebody holding the camera. Eric Nell, I just got a notification from Patreon. Eric Nell has pledged to become a patron. Eric's already been sending so much support. When I go and look at the YouTube super chat, he's all over it. I mean, I'm talking about days apart. So Eric, I really appreciate that. We get a lot of people saying, oh, you know, the ride video is great. Keep it up. The light ride. It's been getting to the point where I discussed it with Paul and I bounced it off my wife, because sometimes I'm more like a computer logical Mr. Man, and I don't look too much on the feeling side. So I always bounce stuff off of my wife because she's more emotional. And I told her, I said, you know, sometimes when people say the channel's great, yeah, we already know it's great. Everybody said that. She said, well, use that opportunity to give kudos to the people who are supporting the channel. So some of you may have noticed on some of the comments, people will click a like. When somebody says, the ride videos are great, I love it, new person to the channel, they're all excited. Keep it up. And what I've been doing is, upon the advice of my wife and input from Paul, I've been saying, I'm glad you found the channel, welcome, and I'm paraphrasing. The videos are here due to the support of our patrons and super legends. Enjoy the videos. That's what I've been doing. And I want them to know that. You guys enabled me to be able to divest my time and spend funds on buying that camera and the gimbal. You know, the gimbal was an investment. You saw the video I made about the gimbal a while back, but I wanted to do it right. And I wouldn't have been able to do it if we didn't have people like you on Patreon and other people, other super legends like Todd Morrell. Not everybody can do the Patreon. So Todd Morrell is one of the guys that every so often will just get something from him. And I appreciate whatever you can do. And that's the main reason why I'm going to start giving the proceeds of the channel back to you guys with these raffles, because the channel's getting stuff. It's not going to be junk. I told you guys, I'm very selective what we accept. So whatever comes in after we do our reviews and our videos, we just, you know, get you guys to win it. So we appreciate that. That's just one. It's important that I mention that, one of you guys, so no, I appreciate it. That's why I'm able to do that. Let's see here. Peachtree City, Georgia, Farmer 2702, trying to find quality 3X jerseys. Do you have any ideas? Rafa has some. I mean, the sales are going on. They have XXX. Santini has XXX. Just go by your chest size. Another guy asked about it. Go by your chest size when you're doing jerseys, and you won't go wrong as far as the dimensions. Like I'm a 42. Some people 39. Let's say if you're 106 centimeters, whatever your measurement is, if you're doing it in inches or centimeters, go by your chest size. Because with Santini and Castelli, the size is small. So they might call it 4X as opposed to 3X. Don't look at that. That doesn't mean a whole lot. Look at what they call pit to pit. Some people do pit to pit, like when you sell stuff on eBay. You guys know what I'm talking about. So just find it. It doesn't mean anything because all the manufacturers, the sizes are all over. The labeling is not consistent. A large for someone else might be a different range than a large for Giordano or something like that. So don't do it like that. I just, I find a manufacturer and then I get to learn what range works for me. And then I know from this person, I get a large. And then from Santini, I get XL. And then from, what's the other one? There's Castelli. I also get XL. And then in their bibs with Castelli, I get 2XL. So if I was worried about that, I wouldn't get the right size. The 2XL is like the XL from Rafa. And then maybe Jordana, it might be large. They're all different. They cut bigger and then they label them differently. Yeah. So do it by your measurement. And then for bibs, do it by your waist. That's how they do it. And you can just drop something on Google and just say cycling garments for big and tall. You will find a bunch of people that cater to that. I mean, it's as far as the quality, you're going to have to try them, maybe see if they're on sale if you're going to try. But that's the best way to go about it. So let's see here. I want to make sure I don't miss anybody. I've been jumping around. Okay, I talked about the chain rings. And then Charlie Hughes says, good evening. Hey, Charlie. Saulo Doval, I'm from Brazil. Welcome. Welcome. Have you ever gone into how to build bikes, etc.? Tone Pagnolo. No, I have not. The reason is it's very involved. I built all my bikes, but I'm pretty much a full-fledged mechanic. It's not something for the average person to do because you got a lot of technical stuff involved, especially when it comes to the bottom bracket area. Like now, if you're building a bike that has like a BB, the press fit bottom bracket, you've got to make sure you're getting the right specs for your frame. So there's so many variations involved. Because if you don't get the right parts, it can be a crazy build or a nightmare build. So it's really something specialized. And so what I recommend, spend $150. If this is not something you've done before or you don't have somebody to guide you, most bike shops would charge you about $100 to $150 to build a bike for you that you chose to bring in and either source your own parts or had them source it for you. They offer that as a service. So it's better for you to do that because you have a mechanic that will deal with whatever little niggling issues might come up. It's not something you want to just arbitrarily wing. I mean, there are people that try a DIY and it can work, but it can be one of those things like working on your car on the weekend as opposed to taking it to the shop. And then several weekends later, you're still crawling under the car. It could be, or some people are better at it and might be able to get through the build. But yeah, I don't want to do it on this channel. That's just not. I don't think it's a good idea. It requires a lot of skill. So let's see. Paul K, can you use an app called, he was telling, what's that guy about the gear calculator? You could, but I don't know. I don't worry too much about it, man. Gear inches. I just ride. If it's heavy, I shift down. If it's light, if you want to carry a heavy gear, you got to work harder. You got to get in that gear and work for a period of time. And over time, it's kind of like going to the gym and lifting more weights. That's what you got to do. Michael Fernandez, good idea, Chris. That way we get, the autograph. Yeah, we will sign these jerseys. We'll sign all of them. The next time Paul comes around, we'll get a permanent marker and sign it nicely in a conspicuous spot. Let's see. Robert said he wants the sock that Paul donated. Yeah, Paul got the, I'm not sure where he got it from, but Paul's giving a lot to the channel. He's giving jerseys to the channel and different things. So let's see here. I'm size. Action Jackson says medium small when you're giving out free stuff. Well, medium small. I mean, most of these jerseys are, they send them in my size. I think the Spotty wear will probably fit you, Action J, if you win it. But you're not a patron. I don't know if you're on Patreon. I think he is. Let me see. Yeah, you have to be on Patreon and you have to make sure your address is updated. The program we're writing will look for active patrons that have a shipping address, whether it's P.O. Box, doesn't matter, wherever you want to receive packages, because not everybody put their address in there. Patreon added that feature after the fact, but it's nice to have that there. So since I'm deciding to do this, Patreon's adding a lot of little other features that I'm trying to capitalize on that benefits patrons. And one of the things is that you can track the rewards and all of that. So I've revamped the rewards There are different discounts, tiers being given. So yeah, so put your address in there if you're on Patreon so that the program can make you eligible for these things. There's a lot of little, little things will be given out, but jerseys and other things that you can use, cycling related stuff. No junk will be given out. No. This is not like at the office where they have the Christmas. I think my wife used to say they'll do like, what do they call it, Secret Santa? And then you buy something nice for somebody and you get crap. That's not going to happen here. We're not giving out stuff you can't use. I don't know where I got that from, but she always complained about it. She's like, she buys good stuff for them, but you don't know who's going to be your Secret Santa or whatever. All right, let's see here. Gerard Brown, he says, can you talk about rollers or trainers? Well, trainers are like turbo trainers. We call them indoor trainers, the turbo, whatever. The bike is fixed. Back in the day, you used to use the front wheel, take the tire off the front wheel, clamp it on the stand, and then the bike was mounted, and then you would ride. Nowadays, it's mostly the rear wheel being mounted on either a magnet or something. They got different kinds, fluid trainers and so forth. On the recommended cycling products for Veloharmony, there's a lot of stuff there. So I'm not going to go into I think what he wants is the difference between the two. Rollers are old school stuff. They've got rollers now with resistance. But basically, rollers require you put the entire bike. There are 3 tubes usually, 2 in the back, 1 in the front. And they're just a cylinder. And as you pedal, the rollers move. So it simulates being outside. You need to you need to make sure you're balanced, because if you don't, you can fall. So a lot of times when you're new, I recommend you put the rollers between like a doorway so you have something to hang on to. You don't have to. Some people can put a stool or a chair to use to get started. Once you get moving, it's kind of like riding a bike. Once it starts moving, initially it's hard to get started, but once you get going, you get used to it. The more you do it, you get very comfortable. There are a lot of riders that can start the roller without a chair or a doorway. They just clip in and go. Because once you start moving and you learn to relax the front and not panic and twist it, but people have fallen in their house on rollers. So yeah, when you start, no big deal putting it between or next to a wall. If you look at some of even the pros at the track, they have the rollers mounted next to like a fence on the infield, so that it can hold the fence to get started and hold the fence to stop. But the rollers are different in that they really teach you how to balance, and they really help you maintain your smoothness. They really help you maintain your smoothness. So you need to keep in mind that the biggest difference is really the turbo allows you to not so much focus on balance per se. You can watch a movie. I mean, you could probably do it on the rollers, but you don't have to be as attentive. On the rollers, you must be attentive. So 30 minutes on the roller probably equates to about 45, 50. I'm estimating. You do more work on the rollers generally. If you're in the same gear, same situation, same resistance. Some rollers don't have resistance. You just ride and you use your gears. Some of them do. And so depending on which kind you're looking for. But some people just prefer the rollers versus the turbo. I've done both. And, for me, either one works. I had a roller I had to sell because it had a resistance bar that kept hitting my foot because I ankle. And, so if I do get another roller later, it will be just a regular roller, no resistance. And it doesn't need to be very wide, And so, but they're good for keeping you smooth and working on your balance and keeping you focused. It's a harder workout, in my opinion, on the rollers because you got to balance as well as ride, just like when you're outside, similar to the outside. But it does force you to be smooth, and you can't be doing too much coasting because you coast, the resistance will slow you down, and when you start to slow down on the roller, then you get a little unsteady. All right, we got a super chat here. Christopher Roxbury, thank you, my brother. Let's see here. Let's take this channel to another level in 2019. Everyone subscribe, join Patreon, donate whatever you can. I would like to see product review, but he can't do it without our help. Thank you, Team Veloharmony. Oh, thanks, Chris. Yeah, we're gonna do more. We're gonna do more product reviews. I just got some additional products in last night. I don't know if Paul's gotten his. But it's like the what they call it, the flyweight shorts from Rafa came in, and I kind of just tried it on. They fit really well. Putting them on is a little, it's a little chore, but once it gets on, it's like one with your body. I see what the design led. The second thing I got was a jersey, a lightweight jersey, but it came damaged. It's a minor thing. I mean, it's almost like there's a little scissor cut here on the arm. But for a new garment to come damaged, so I contacted them to see if they will repair it because the sizes are sold out because of the sale. And it's an unusual color. It's a teal. So I did not want to just send it back. So I sent pictures of the process that you sent. They've improved the process of where you take pictures of the damage, you upload it, put your order number on there that you ordered it with. Then they will assess whether they can repair it or not. So if they can't repair it, I'll probably just keep it because I can always just patch underneath it because I like the color. So I've got a bunch of stuff to do reviews on and other things, not just kit, just a lot of other stuff. But I appreciate you, Chris. Let's see here. Let's go to Savage Board said, great, someone stole my Clorox cleaning input. Let's see here. I thought about the bigger chain ring to get faster. Okay, so what Paul K is saying, I thought about the bigger chain ring to get faster. If my 11 stitch, I wonder how big I should go on the front of my cadence in the 90s. I don't know what you have now, but I don't think you need to go very large on the front. The biggest thing you need to be particular about is you've got to spin whatever gear you're in. The reason is that if you're just stuck between 85, 88, and you hook up with guys who are changing the speed, it's harder to react to speed changes if your gear is too large for the conditions or whatever. So you need to make sure that's why a lot of people use a 52 or a 53. I have a 52 on the orange bike. I know there are times when you may feel like, man, I'm running out of gear. Well, that says that you need to work on handling faster RPMs because when you're going really fast on the flats, you really want to keep your RPM around 100 or more within reason. Because below that, your legs will fatigue faster. And so what happens is if they keep that up for a long period of time, then you start getting tired. Your muscles need more recovery as opposed to you stressing your aerobic system. So I don't know how large you're going, because if you got an 11, you don't need a larger thing than a 53. If you spin out a 53 11 at 110 RPM and somebody passes you, you're doing great because that's fast. Okay, that's 40 miles an hour up there or whatever. So it sounds like you're pedaling 88, 90, what thereabouts, and you want to get a bigger one to maintain the speed. The problem with that is once you start getting so large, in an 11 and a 54, I don't know where you're going to, it's just mechanically, it's not very optimal. A lot of riders will do that if they're in a time trial where they're just cruising. They're not changing speed. That's what the pros will do. That's what we used to do. If we're going to do a TT, you can go with a bigger chain ring because it's a different kind of riding. You just get up to cruising speed and you hold it versus when you're with your mates where they're changing speed. So just keep that in mind. I'm not sure what kind of riding you're doing, but yeah, you want to pedal a larger gear, you got to get in that gear. But I don't see if a 5011, even if you had a compact, a 5011 is a large gear. So if you got an 11, spin that bad boy in excess of 110 before you buy something bigger. You will see what I'm talking about. All right. Let's see here. Is it beneficial to implement slower cadence with harder gearing when training? Yes, it can be, but you don't want to do that excessively. You want to treat them as intervals per se. We call it big gear, low cadence work. I have that in my training plans for the people that purchase them on veloharmony.com. You want to build that into a part of a total workout program. You don't want to do just one kind of training because those of you who watch the group rides, you see Victor, he pedals so slowly that when we start kicking it up, his body, that's all he can do. So you don't want to be a one-dimensional rider. So you need to incorporate that in there. It's called muscular endurance training. and you do need to just incorporate in it, but then make sure you go back to doing speed work because you don't want your body to forget. But you've got to use a large enough gear and a low enough cadence. Usually we do like 50 to 60, something like that. And then for the proper duration to really adapt, for your body to adapt. And then you got to go back to your regular stuff. So you got to space it out. So when I built the plan for the people that wanted me to put them out there, I used the right durations for recovery and work so that you're not going to be a one-dimensional rider. And then there are other things where we do spin outs and leg speed intervals so that your body does not forget that you need to also be able to accelerate, because that's a strength kind of workout. Okay, let's see here. Gregor says, Paul K, 55 miles per hour, 53.11 at 90. Are you doing downhill racing? Yeah, Paul, Gregor is asking. Yeah, because I mean that's pretty. That's a big gear. 53.11 is a large gear. I treat my gearing like I said, like seasoning. I don't overload my legs too much. You can injure yourself, or you just wear out your legs to where you need minutes to recover, and people going down the road. Okay, Chris Barron says, I'm tempted to pull the trigger on a custom stainless steel frame bike. I have an aluminum called Nago. It's super comfortable. What's your preference, steel, aluminum, or carbon? My first choice is titanium and then steel. They're close. Those are the bikes I currently own. I've ridden carbon. They're okay. I mean, it's just, so yeah, I prefer titanium. But nowadays, all the bikes are there. I mean, it's just a matter of what you like. I mean, nothing's wrong with carbon. Nothing's wrong with aluminum. The aluminum technology has come a long way. It's just a matter of what you prefer. I used to race on mostly steel frames. So I have 2 steel frames now, and I have a titanium. And I really like the titanium. It's a different animal, just unique. The one that was built by Kish. It's a lightweight. He built a bike that is not dead, because there are some of them out there that just, the tubes are too heavy. So the way he put them together, he lightened everything where they needed to be. I made a video about just how you could pretty much tap the tubes and tell, where he lightened them. But yeah, just pick one. You can't go wrong. And if you're doing a custom, that's great. They'll build them to fit you. The good builders will ask you what kind of riding you do, and so they can get the frame tailor-made for you. Fat to Fit Cycling. Hi, Savage Poet. Love to talk about disc brake and carbon rims. Bling blinged. Oh yeah, that was probably one of the other live streams. They're just trying to sell us stuff, guys. Just buy what you need. Buy what you're going to use. Don't fall for that marketing stuff. Alistair Love is a fat lad at the back is great for larger sizes. Fat lad at the back. I think he's talking about the cycling for big people. Yeah. When it comes to being a larger rider, 95 kg, that's not that big, actually. 95 kg is not that big. There are people much bigger than that. What do you recommend for frame material? 95 kg is not that big. Any frame material will work for you. And I'm going to qualify it this way. Everybody thinks that your weight is on one part of the bike. Remember, the reason why the bicycle frame has not changed from the time it was invented? That diamond frame structurally supports a lot of weight. That's the reason. You remember back in the day, some of you, they made a bike that was like a suspension where the saddle was connected to nothing. I don't remember what they called it. It always used to look odd. It just had like a beam from the front. It would just be, and you don't see them anymore. They just did not catch on. It's kind of like when something works, it just works. It's like, we have wheels with tires and tubes and tubeless now. If you went back to the wooden wheel, it just wouldn't be better. Just the same thing. So no, the 95 kg is not that big. Now, some manufacturers will say, oh, we have a weight limit and blah, blah, blah. So yeah, you can ask if there's a weight limit, but really a lot of times, let's see, 95 kg, what does that translate to? I'm going to go to another screen here. Okay. That's 209 pounds. You're not that big. I was 235 years ago when I stopped racing. I mean, I carried it well because I'm a tall guy. But yeah, 209, please. If you're in the U.S., you're thin. So yeah, no, you 205. No, most of the frames will tell you like 250. They have to they do that. But if you're getting a custom bike, the builders will ask you what you weigh so they can know where to lighten the tubes and all of that. And the 209, man, no, 209. That's mainstream. You know, that's not big. That's not, you're not, you know, no. So don't classify yourself like that. So you don't, any frame will work for you. Carbon, whatever you prefer. They're all good. I like titanium and I like steel. That's why I have titanium and steel. I own the carbon frame. And the one I had, it just felt dead. It just I didn't like the feel. Doesn't mean that applied to all carbon frames. No. And that was years ago. It was like, what, 02 and 03, something like that. So it's like 16 years ago. So, you know, it was a Calfee. Nowadays, the technology, you know, if I could afford a nice carbon frame, yeah, I'd get one. I probably would get a Cervelo. As much as you see them on there, I'll probably get one to where I would require them to leave off some of those logos. They put their logos all over the bike like they don't want you to forget it's a Cervelo. It's a bit much, you know, and they couldn't do that. I probably wouldn't buy it then. Get something else. I don't like the badging. They over badge the bikes. Somebody made a comment whether they gave Cervelos in Texas for free on one of the group rides. I think it was a premiere because most of the guys have them because the local shop had a sale. Yeah, so if you want a custom frame, I mean, you're talking about stainless steel. So Kish does not do steel anymore. He only does titanium. But there's a guy named Ellis Cycles. They're a little pricey, but he does good work. I've read up about it. At one point, I was thinking about getting a bike from him, but the lead time was just too long. So yeah, there are a lot of good builders out there. Just look for builders that will get your input, and you know, if you haven't had a fit, that will allow you to either send in your measurements and all the little issues you're having with your current bike. That's how Kish does his. Okay, let's see here. Alejandro Valverde is still #1 in the UCI world ranking. Good for him. I like that guy. He's a tough rider. He overcame a lot of adversity after that crash in the Tour last year. He's the world champion, well-deserved. I watched that race multiple times on the Olympic channel here. We have it on our Dish network. And they carried that. I loved it. It's just cool. One time I set my wife up on our old turbo bike and fell out of the clamp and she shot into the wall. She was not impressed. It fell out of the clamp. Man, I've never heard of that one, but I guess anything's possible. Yeah, I've heard of people falling off of the rollers. And, you know, you can injure yourself. So that's not a joke. So yeah, I'm glad she wasn't hurt. All right, Suresh. See you, man. Don't forget, fill out your address out there. Hey, Jeremy. Jeremy's our neighbor here. Jeremy lives in the area. Jeremy lives near Tomball where Robert Tengler lives. Hey, Jeremy. You just got back from a ride. Me too. I went out to Lake Windcrest, and true to form, the wind was there. It's blowing. I don't know what's coming in, but it's going to be cold. Whatever it is, it's just blowing in from the northeast. So we're going to be cold. And yesterday it was warm and balmy, and now it's cold. So this place, we get too much of a variation. Welcome, Jeremy. Classic flyweight shorts. I ordered 2 of them with the 3 core jerseys as well as a jacket. I absolutely love my raffle gear. Anthony Chapa. Yeah. The core jersey, I tried them. They were a bit warm for me. But yeah, they're nice. It's a different, they have different classes of stuff. The flyweight, for the classic. I like the classic flyweight jerseys for me, and I like the pro team shorts. So yeah, I have a bunch. I like the Rafa jersey. In fact, I don't know if I have that one here. I'm going to be giving away some La Pasión jerseys to the patrons. The pockets in the classic flyweight jerseys, they elevate. When you put stuff in there, it's almost like they have a support. They look really cool. We had a video of it, and I really like just the technology. Sometimes I sit and look at the garment and open it up to see what they're doing. But they must work closely with the tailors because they're putting stuff in there. When the pockets are not loaded, they're flat. And as you put stuff in there, it's like an accordion effect. So not only does it hold more, it elevates above your body, which allows the venting because the vent is right beneath the pocket. These guys are putting a lot of thought into this jersey, into their garments. I didn't have that when I competed in the 90s, late 80s and mid 90s and so forth. We didn't have that much of a choice. And when they put them on sale, they're very competitive with everybody else. The prices are crazy. That's why they sell out. Everybody's watching because it's just, you know, it's a good deal. People buy them a regular price, but then when they go on sale, you're like, man, I gotta get in. It's like you're missing this train, you know. So it's good to hear you got some pieces. They're supposed to stop on the 11th. I've got my eye on one or two things. I showed it to my wife. She's like, you just got this jersey that came damaged. I said, yeah, but it's a little thing. If they can fix it, that's great. If they can't, I'll patch it because I'm not sending it back because I love that color, the teal. I'm still looking for the sock to go with it. But and then I also get socks to match my jersey. You guys know what I talk about. Like I'm wearing red here. If you wore red socks with this, it would really pop. I do that. I get a jersey from them, then find socks. If they have it, fine. If not, I get it from La Pasión or wherever else. I just look online for the color because it makes a difference. And you just look good when you pull out a color from the jersey with your sock when you're out there. You look the business. All right, let's see here. You know what? Somebody just signed up on Patreon. I just got an email, and I just see I think he just put the message down here as well. Let's see. You guys are just, I tell you. Yeah, I just saw, let's see here. Craig. I see Craig. We got a new Craig Rodriguez. We've got Marcus Chestnut. Why does that name sound familiar? Is it a famous person? The name Chestnut, I guess, must be. It just sounds familiar. Well, Marcus just signed up. And then, of course, Eric Nell. Wow, you guys, that's awesome. We got 3 new patrons that have pledged. Once they process your stuff, I will send you your rewards for the different levels that you sign up. We've been revamping rewards out there. And then you'll be eligible for the patron of the month and all that good stuff. So really appreciate that. They'll get you guys set up over there. Put your addresses in there. Those of you who are just signing up and those of you who are already on Patreon. Your shipping address, mailing address, P.O. Box, whatever. Wherever you receive packages. That's all we'll use that for. It is secure. That's your account. But we use that. The program will look for active patrons that have been processed and have a shipping address for these promotions so that we can send you the goodies that are coming into the channel. Let's see here. Welcome. Thanks, guys. This is great. This is great. We appreciate your support here. We're going to take that, like Chris said, we're taking this channel to the next level. The videos that we do already, we had another guy who just said, oh, it'd be nice to have power data on there. A new guy. Everybody comes and, oh, they want to see power data. Yeah, that's great. Once there's a power meter that will work, I want something that I can transport between bikes. I had a power meter before. It just never worked very well. The G3. Every week it was breaking. It was a pain. This was before I started doing this. And so I got a bad taste in my mouth for power meters. I made an investment in it, ended up losing money, selling it on eBay, telling the guy, and he said, oh, yeah, I've heard about it. I don't care. He bought it. So I sold it for maybe a third of what I paid for it. But I had used it for a while. But really, to tell you the truth, I wasn't that blown away by having a power meter. Felt like I was in a lab all the time. So it's not that big a deal. A lot of the professional riders do not load their power data on Strava. I'm sure you guys are aware of that. I don't know how they keep it out. They probably have their files edited to remove the power data because Strava does not have the ability to let you restrict. They don't share that. They're very particular about that because their competitors can use it against them. If you know this guy can hold 400 watts for 10 minutes, well, you can try to build yours to 15 minutes. So they don't like people using that kind of analysis. So they're very, very particular about heart rate. They just load the speed and distance that they wrote. A lot of them do that. So you're not going to find a lot of people loading power data on Strava. I have like 400 and something people follow me on Strava. I don't mind it. It's fine. I don't care. I just load it because I think I use Strava also for the people that I coach because I can see their work, because I periodically check, because they send me reviews every week of what they've done, like a summary of what they've done. I have to make sure they're doing the work before I give them more workouts. So I get them to do the test, then I give them a workout, then I watch over 6 weeks to see if they're training consistently. Because life happens. You can plan all you want. If they're not able to meet the goals, I don't want to increase the work when they're not ready. So I use that. So a lot of people follow me on Strava for that reason. And also we connect on Garmin Connect, which is a free thing, you know. And so that's kind of cool. I want to thank all of you for signing. Well, I appreciate that. Let's see here. Where was I? Oh, Paul said he got his pro fly. I think Paul bought 2 of those flyaway bibs. So when mine came, I told my wife, I said, see, Paul bought 2, I bought 1, so I'm behind. She told me, please, all this crap you've got. She calls it crap. You know, we went on a bike ride yesterday after I had ridden, took the girls out, my wife and the 2 girls. My wife wanted me to show her what I do with the girls when we go out. And we went and showed them how, you know, they stop at the stop signs and all that. And so we're going, I'm just wearing gym tights, long tights. It's balmy. It's like 75, which is like 24C, you know, 23C. Just warm, muggy. And so we're out riding. And so I start racing my 9-year-old because she's like, you know, she's just like her dad. She's just crazy competitive. You know, she just started going hard. And so we went down a hill. And so I'm in a tuck and everything. And my wife's like, you have no shame, you know, racing a 3-year-old. And I put my arms up like, Je gagne, I've won. They want to race. Hey, I don't care. I'll take it where I can get it. I don't win that often. Let's see here. Stefano Mancini. Is it bad to ride a 70 millimeter, 80 millimeter stem? And no, I can't ride a smaller frame. No, it's not bad. You just want your reach. You know, the handling is a little different because it sounds like you got a very long. That's not bad. That's why they have them. You know, so no. The key is that your bars are where you need them to be. That's what the stem is supposed to do. If it's where you need them to be, that's fine. You're not going to have the crisp handling of somebody who has a shorter top tube and let's say a 12 or 13 or so, you know, like the classic road, you know. And that's the thing. That's the reason I'm getting that seat post I told you guys about that I won on eBay. Classic road stuff. You know, there's just certain parameters you want to stay within. But no, 78, that's not bad. You know, it's not mainstream, but it's not bad. So if you are going to get a frame in the future, if I were sizing you, I would put you on a frame that would enable you to at least have a 12, 13 thereabouts. And you would just get that the handling is different. So yeah. So whatever frame you have has a long top tube and says, you know, so whatever fit you've done says you need 70 or an 80. I don't know how you came up with that, but no, it's not bad. As long as it puts your bars where you need them to be, you can ride them. As a beginner, I learned too much here not to vote with the wallet. Cent. His name is Cent. I don't know. Cent, what is your Patreon name, Cent? I kind of like to connect people. You're doing like Hector and Joaquin, who is Michael on here. Everybody using different names. Let's see. Whatever group you're in, I'm sure, you know. Yeah. Chris Roxbury, Paul, that's for you. Okay. Jeffrey Davis, 5011 kicks my rear. Yeah, that's what I was telling the other guy. Yeah, don't worry too much. You know, here's the thing: if you spin out your 11, You've done, I mean, you're flying. So, you know, how often is that going to happen? Unless you're going downhill or you got a tailwind, you know. But I think a lot of times, I think what he was talking about is he wants to ride a larger gear at about 90, 93, 95, cruising. I think that's what he's going for. So maybe it's a different kind of riding he's doing, you know, just steady stuff. Yeah, because sometimes with a tailwind, you'll be, if you're riding, we have that sometimes 1488, we're coming east and we have a westerly flow and it's really fast. And I've heard guys that would say, like a guy named Robert who works at the bike shop, he would say he ran out of gears. Well, what that tells me is you got to work on spinning. You know, you don't run out of gears. Oh, okay. I just got a note here. That, okay, here, sent. I'm Craig R. Okay, Craig. Cool. Let me see. You're here. I saw you here. Craig Rodriguez. Okay. Gotcha. Sent. Okay. I wonder how you came up with that name, Sent. That's kind of, there's got to be a story there. I mean, it's cool and everything, but there's got to be a story there. And this guy name is Guillaume Adio. I can't, let's see, Guillaume. Okay, like Robert Guillaume Adioye. Hello, guys. I'm enjoying the talk here from Senegal. Okay. Senegal. Okay, welcome, my brother. A long way. So now, so Anthony Chapa said he jumped on the pieces from Rafa. He took my advice that I gave before. He said, buy summer gear in the winter, buy winter in the summer. I also match the bibs to my other kit from Rafa. It gets hot in Texas. You got that right. The biggest thing is in Texas, the humidity. Well, in Houston, where I am, I'm sure there are drier areas in Texas. It's sticky here. So we need lighter garments. Once after May, like mid-May, the heat settles, I wear the lightest stuff. No mid-weight gear. You're not going to see me wearing this jersey. No. I want light, full zip. So when it gets, the air just gets, you know, so sticky to where you need that ventilation. I don't wear base layer either. You know, nothing cute. You know, got to be ready. Flyweight is it. So that's what we focus on. So yeah, you can't play around. Drink more water. You know, I put ice cubes in the bottle. You saw me cleaning. I put ice cubes in there, and then I put liquid in there. So it's got ice. It will keep it. And then when we stop at those stores, we get ice. That's why you guys heard me in some of the videos. Some of the stores are starting to sell ice out of those machines just at the fountain. You know, and we're like, we're not going to stop there. Let's go someplace else. It's just a ripoff. They want you to buy bags of ice. Well, if you have a fountain, we don't need to buy a bag of ice. We can just get our ice. We're not getting Coke or Mountain Dew or anything. We just get ice and we get water. Some of the places actually have a water spout on the fountain where you push a little button and you get water. So we stop at those places that have that in the summer because you have to stop. Even if you carry stuff, within an hour and a half, you threw 2 bottles. So we stop, use the restroom, load up, and go. So we can still ride 4 hours plus, but you need to adapt. That's the thing. And patronize those places that look like they welcome cyclists. So some of these places want to charge for the ice. I mean, who charges for the, if I'm buying Coke and I pay for the Coke, you're not going to charge me. So they're only doing it because they know we come and we just get ice and get water, and we're not buying that stuff. So, you know, and the funny thing is, Paul probably remembers there's a place that used to charge for ice. All of a sudden, they stopped because nobody bought it. So they stopped charging for ice. Because one time I went there, I just took the ice. And Paul said, oh, they're charging for ice. I didn't see the sign. I forget it. You know, you're charging for ice. I mean, come on, man. All right, let's see here. I don't know who Johnny Rotten is, but I just wiped him off from our chat. He needs to get a life. Just left all kinds of stupid messages here. So I basically just blocked him. I love that about YouTube. He doesn't belong here. He's not a cyclist. Rodney Nolan, we're called Super Clydesdales. I have ridden carbon and aluminum, never had any issue. My riding weight is 380, and I'm 6'6". Hey, big guy. My bike of choice is Cannondale. Yeah. People give carbon. That's why I said that diamond frame. And carbon is, in certain applications, carbon is very strong. The only thing when it reaches its limit, it breaks. But don't think it's fragile and can't hold, no. These guys, some of the manufacturers just set a weight limit, but they don't really know. I mean, I'm sure they do their tests and so forth. But no. The frame, the weight, I was telling people, and why I mentioned that is the frame of the bike holds your weight, not just the wheels, the tires. So people will say, oh, I'm this weight. Should I ride a bigger tire, like a 32 or whatever? No. You can ride a 25 and be 250 pounds, and you don't need to put a lot of air in it because you're 250 pounds. No, you can still run 100 PSI or 95 PSI because you've got the spokes, the wheel, the frame of the bicycle, all of that distributing, your seat posts. Your weight is not on only one thing. It's a combination of things. And the bicycle wheel is very strong. Those spokes hold a lot of weight. So there's a lot more going on, so don't worry about it. I like cycling for big guys because if you were running and you're 280 pounds or 250, it's just a lot of pounding. We have places here like Memorial Park where people go and they run on the dirt track. I think that helps quite a bit. But running on pavement all the time, that's just hard on the joints, So, yeah. So I think cycling's great. And that's the thing about cycling. Because it's so much fun and you can do more, you have a tendency to overdo it. Instead of doing your usual 2 hours, you end up doing 4 hours, and then you come home and you're wiped out. So try not to do too much too soon with cycling. Maybe go up in half-hour increments because you can overdo it sometimes. All right, let's see. Jeffrey says, I have several programs recorded from the Olympic channel. Yep, I watched that. I like the Olympic channel. I watched the cyclocross worlds on the Olympic channel also. They show a lot of good stuff there. And different sports, not just cycling. I watch other winter sports and stuff. So Michael says, it's cold here. Looks like you guys are related to Melbourne. A lot of variations. Yeah, I remember somebody from Melbourne. I don't know if it was Melbourne specifically. Somebody posted the saying that it was like 45 km/h winds, and then the temperature was 40 something, maybe just last week. And they said no riding today because it was just like hot. And then lots of hot wind, high winds. So it seems like you guys go through a lot, The green alien, black is fine, tan is grand, but white is the color of the big boss man. You can remember that, can't you? I don't know who this is, so I'm going to ban him too. I don't have time for people that waste time. Anthony Chapa, I jumped on these pieces. Okay, good. That's why I read that. Let's see here. Paul said, I don't need any more bibs. You have enough to fit 3 to 4 proteins. Not quite that much. No. Not quite. I do have quite a few I've accumulated over the years. I take care of them, so they last for years. Like the thermal bibs that I wear now, they're at least 3 years old. So I wear them a lot, but I care for them to wear. Michael Fernandez said, how do I get my address on Patreon? I'm not really sure how you do it. It should be in your account. They don't let me see your details. I just see that you're there. They don't let me manage anything. It's really your account. But I know that they have allowed, I can see all the patrons. Let me open it up. I can see all the patrons, and they have a choice for a shipping address that's been added. How you get it in there, you should be able to go into your Patreon account and add your address. Usually they'll do it when you're actually checking out, like when you sign up. Maybe you can send them a note because I don't have the same account you have. I have like an admin thing. They don't let us get into your account. Like all your stuff you put in there is secure. So let's see. They manage that. I know that I can see the patrons. Let's see here. Overview. Yeah, so it shows that you can put a shipping address in there. And you can send them a note. I'm sure they'll tell you. It shouldn't be that complicated. I think a lot of times when I do stuff, I try to make it aware people don't have to ask. A lot of times if somebody's asking a question like Michael is, that means it's not very intuitive. I don't know. Christopher might know. Let's see. Tone, you have to be processed. Usually what they do is they process you. I don't know if you can do instant Patreon or not. Let me see here. Yeah, because we're looking for active accounts. When you pledge, it's just a pledge. It's like a promise. So you don't really get the benefits until they process you. I don't know if they give the option for you to go ahead and do an instant payment or not. But you'll probably be able to know that when you sign up. Let me see here. Let me go back. There we go. Jeffrey Davis says your profile has a space for a shopping address on page. Or I think he meant shipping address. Yeah, there should be only one place. It's a new feature they added. So those of you who were there, say, earlier than 3 months ago, probably didn't see that. They just created that. So it's a new thing. Let's see here. Start my page. I'm looking at I'm trying to see if I can get a clue here. I see everything in Patreon from, like, say, 10,000 feet. I just see the people that are there and so forth. And basically I can send messages to you guys or whatever. I see no details about your account, period. They manage that, you and them. And that's and that makes sense. So let's see here. So I can see like all the patrons that are there. And I saw that there was a feature for people to add the address on there. And I thought, well, that's kind of cool. So that's what gave me the idea to start doing these promotions to kind of give back to you guys that are keeping the channel going. I'm trying to see if there's a way you can do like an instant thing instead of a pledge. I don't see one here, but maybe you can send them a note. There's got to be a way. So if you want your benefits to kick in right away, you can just sign up instead of pledging. Let me see if they do that. See, like here it says, because there are a lot of benefits. I'm adding more benefits all the time. We'll go back, we'll review. I bounce things off of my wife. I bounce things off of Paul to just add. And what I'm doing for the higher levels, I'm going to start giving some services here. The services will have like bike fits and different things for the higher levels will be coming. So there are different things that are going to be coming. So I assume that they let you guys know. I've sent them some notes because what I'm trying to find out is when I make changes, do they let you know? I believe they do. I want to make sure they kick off a message. I don't want to be messaging you guys all the time. It's getting hard to manage. So as I add new features, I want to make sure you guys are aware of it because these are things you can use. Like if you get anything from veloharmony.com, we've set up new discounts I'm going to be sending out to all of you guys. Discount codes. Let's see here. Notifications. Yeah. See, I can see that people have signed up. I'm on Patreon here and I'm just looking through. I see Eric. I see a guy named Bill McCallis that signed up on the 2nd. Marcus Chestnut, Craig, who is sent. He's on there. Now, what I want to find out is whether you can do, let's see, they have a help. So if you go there and you say search, I'm going to do search and say, can I instantly pay? And even if you missed the first one, I mean, I'm going to do this once a month. So even if you missed the first one, there's many things will be available for you to get. So it's not a one-time thing. I'm trying to see here. I don't see anything on instant. It's almost like you sign up. Yeah, they don't. I don't know why they don't do that. They run it once a month. I think they run it on the 1st of every month because people pledge, and then they run it on the 1st of the month. And then once they've run you once, then you basically become a patron. And then basically I put you in the credits because they let me know this person has been successfully processed. So I put you in the credits, and then I send you your discount codes, and you're eligible for all the other things in the tier that you signed up with. And then as I add things to the tier, they're supposed to notify the people in the tier, oh, you got this new benefit in this tier, so you can be aware to take advantage of that. But if you have questions about stuff like that, just email them. They're pretty good. They'll be back with you in a day. Okay, let's see here. Let me get through these guys. Oh, Morris Chestnut's the actor you were probably thinking of if no one else already mentioned it. Yeah. Yeah, the name's the same. I'm on the fence about the Rafa shows. I'm looking at the flyweight short model. Marcus C. If you're a tall guy, don't get the short one. Get the regular. The flyweight comes in short and regular. Get the regular. I don't know if the size has sold out. The short one, if you're more than 5'10", it just looks short. You know, it doesn't come down enough on your leg. I don't like that. I'm 6'2". I'm a big guy. I look good with longer shorts. I had the same problem with Santini. Some of their shorts were too short. So yeah, don't get the short one. Get the regular. That's what we got. We got the regular one. I wish I had it here to show to you guys. I may just do a review on that one and put it out there. But yeah, get the regular if you're more than 5'10", 5'9". If you're tall, get the regular stuff. That's Paul got the regular. And that's why I actually found out long before the sale, because when it came out, they said it was in 2 lengths, but then they didn't say what the second length was. I ended up chatting with the Rafa customer service because they have a live chat thing, and said, you know, you stated it, but we can't see it. And then they changed the description later to say it comes in 2 lengths, regular and short. They stated it came in 2 lengths, but they only stated 1 length on the description. So yeah, regular is the equivalent of the long for that one. And it has 1 pocket on the back, unlike the other ones that have 2 pockets, like the radio pockets. They just streamline everything, but it fits. It seems hard to get on in your size, but once you get it on, it disappears. And then when you're standing, it seems tight, but then when you get on the bike, it disappears. So it's intentional that the bibs, you know, the straps seem tight when you're standing, and then you get on the bike, and so it's for on the bike. So they know what they're doing. All right, let's see. I hope that helps you. So Scent says, Scent is just a random name I came up with as a teen. Guess I've been on YouTube a long time. Yeah, it's just unusual, Scent. You know. All right, Roy Bachter, about to go clipless. SPD will look for a vid of yours on setting it all up. Yeah, there is. Let me see. SPD. I guess you mean SPD SL, because be careful with that SPD, because the SPD is also used for the mountain bike pedals. So it's important that you say SPD SL, because that's what they denote for the road. Shimano. Let me see here. Took me a while to figure that out, but I used to try to use it interchangeably. You can confuse people if you just say SPD. The SPD for that little tiny thing they have for mountain bike cleats. Let me see here. Cleats. I'll see if I can find the video to save you some time. It should be in maintenance. Let's see. Road bike pedals and cleat float and no float. Huh. I don't know if I did one on how you set it up. I know I did one on the. Here's let me put this one there for you. I'm gonna put a couple of links. This one here talks about all the pedals that are out there. I don't know if I did one on how to set up, because I don't think you need. Oh, I know what you're talking about. As far as I think I know what you're talking about. As far as how you set your. Without cops. I did one for that. I think that's what you're talking about. Let me find it here. Knee pain. There it is. So all I did was I searched on the channel on Veloharmony in the channel for the video, I just typed cleats and everything related to that came up. So let me put this video, which I think you're talking about, how to set up your cleats for clipless pedals. I said without cops, which meaning knee over pedal axle. That's a myth. Used to drive us crazy when we were racing. Try to get your knee over pedal axle. It just didn't feel right. But everybody said, that's the link to the video for setting that up. Okay, I'm trying to remove some stuff on here. Okay, good. I see a bunch of junk people are putting here, so I'm going to remove them and ban them. They got too much time on their hands. The cool thing is YouTube lets you either ban people, put them in timeout. You know, I just get rid of them. I don't have time. People waste their time. That's why they don't learn anything. We're trying to educate each other here. We don't have time to waste time. Reggie Peters, greetings from Long Beach, California. Good afternoon, Reggie. Okay, good. You guys helped. Yeah, help this guy get into Patreon. I don't have an account like you have, so it's completely different. I just have like an admin place. We don't see a whole lot. They only gave us a place where we can like set up the tiers and, you know, load a video to welcome you and stuff like that. We don't see what you guys see. You have a whole different area you go, and then they just tell us, oh, you have a Patreon, meet this person, and then we can send messages to you. It's like an admin thing. We're 10,000 feet, so we don't see your information. Okay, Razvan Popa. He says, hello, Elder. I want to lose weight, but it's hard for me to stay away from sugar. I'm laughing because I weighed myself this morning and I've lost 3 kilos in December riding with that crazy Paulie Longa. 3 kilos, that's like 6 pounds or so. It is hard. I wasn't trying to lose weight. I was eating. You guys saw us buying jerky on film. I had my wife go to Sam's. I just got a craving for beef jerky for some reason. I guess with all the miles. You know, she said they had the salt because I come home, my helmet straps had salt on it. Paul would have them on his face, on his eye. You know, you lose that. So the body needed that. So I got jerky galore all over in the studio, in different drawers. I just got them stashed throughout in different rooms. Eating like crazy, I lost 3 kilos. So it's okay if you hooked on sugar or you like sugar. I wouldn't say hooked. You like sugar. Work out more. Then it wouldn't matter. Because you can only eat so much. I mean, you know, just ride more. So if you're having trouble staying motivated, purchase one of our base plans. The 12-week plan for a guy like you will work. I'm going to design another plan. What I'm going to say, out of shape. I got to come up with a name. I don't know if I call it out of shape or sedentary. Sedentary to 50 kilometer in 8 weeks, something like that. I'm going to build a plan for people who just want to use a couple of months to, you know, I'll build that and put it on the training plan. I just got the idea since he mentioned that. But yeah, you need focus. The reason why I want you to get that plan is it was easier for Paul and I to ride like we did because we had a standing appointment. There was one morning Paul got here, I overslept. My phone was ringing and my daughter said, oh, your phone's ringing. I was tired, I guess, one day that week and I overslept. And then sometimes if he's running behind, then he would say, oh, I'm running behind. And I said, take your time. When you get here, we'll go. Because we weren't meeting anybody. It's in the middle of the week. But having another person to meet with got us out the door because the weather wasn't exactly favorable all the time. You guys know that. So it helps to drive. So you need somebody to drive you. So get that plan, and we will make sure that you stick with it. Because once you get the plan, then we can kind of stay after you. You know, so you can keep eating your sugar, or you will still lose weight. I mean, I ate everything I saw. You know, it was the holidays, people bringing food. Everybody seemed, they come to visit for the holiday, they feel like they got to bring food. You know? So there was food everywhere. And I was eating like crazy, and I lost 3 kilos. That's like 6 pounds, maybe 6.5 pounds, something like that. So yeah, so you can lose weight. It is hard, but you've got to be consistent. We rode every day, pretty much. Didn't ride hard necessarily all the time, but every day. So yeah, it's doable. You just need somebody. You need the motivation. You need drive, Razvan. So get one of our plans, and we'll get you motivated. This is Johannes. Let's see if I can. There's a letter in that last name. It looks like a B, but it's like a different character. Spakastan, I think, said hi. Welcome, Johannes. I think it's Johannes. So let's see here. Cool. Yeah, Paul said he blocked Johnny Rotten. Yeah, I don't know who Johnny Rotten is. He's using the right name because he's going around wasting airtime. So Todd says big business always looking for a way to avoid liability, to put a limit out there just in case. He's talking about the bikes as far as the weight limit. Yeah. You just buy a bike. They'll support you. Don't fall for that. Okay, let's go through here. Good. I'm glad. Thanks for helping out everybody, Chris, for the billing thing. But yeah, get your shipping address there, guys. Nobody's going to have access to that. I'm only going to use it to ship you when you win, to ship you stuff. I don't use it for anything. But it is your account. You manage it. Nobody else sees it. That's it. Let's see here. Mike Costello just sent me a message on the website. He says, I became a patron in August. I do not recall seeing any follow-up emails. It may be a problem on my end due to our company's spam filter. Yeah, I believe I fixed it on my end. So there was any special email I should have received. I really enjoy your video. Let me see what level you're under, Mike. Yeah, I remember your name. Mike just sent me an email about Patreon. That's why I keep these monitors here. So as we do this, it's very interactive. I don't like to have too much homework. I got enough stuff. So when something comes up, I want to deal with it now. It can help other people. I'm going to look. So all I can see now, I'm clicking on a button that says patrons. And then what it does, it pulls all of you guys up. Then it says active. You can sort by active and whatever, and then the level. So now I'm looking at all current patrons. I just click all current patrons, and I'm going to find. So now we got Eric Nell is showing up, and it says show address. So Eric already put his address in there. All I can do is click show address. I can see it. I can't edit it. I can't do anything with it. So it showed him for the tier, and then it showed that Nicholas has an address, but Nicholas has an address in Sweden. Let's see here. Okay. Then we've got Abel, Ronald, Frankie. Frankie Sinclair is still supporting the channel. We don't see him. He's right here with us. But, you know, that's what I say. People ask for Frankie. I said, Frankie's fine because Frankie's here. Now, let's look here. This is, what is his name? Mike Costello. Okay. Mike just sent this email. I don't know if he can hear me. Mike is on there, but Mike does not have an address. mcostello@endurancewealth.com. Yeah, Mike is saying that. Let me pull up his email. Mike is saying he became a patron in August. I remember him, but he didn't get any follow-up emails, and he suspects that it was his spam filter or whatever. I'm going to reply to him right here and just let him know that if he can put Veloharmony on the whitelist per se, that will help. Because it comes from me and Patreon. That's the thing. When I do the email from Patreon, it comes from Patreon. So I will let him know. I'll leave that. I'm not going to do that right now. But that's the key. If you have a spam filter or something like that, just make sure that you make it okay to receive emails from Patreon. You can kind of teach your security system, you know, with the email. because sometimes you block good stuff. So let's see. Okay, so that's good. So I see everybody on there. I mean, I see a bunch of addresses now being added. Randy needs to add his. Mike needs to add his. I will let him know. So I will send. Yeah. So yeah. So it's a new feature. The address thing was not there before, and since they put that in there, that's kind of cool, and that's kind of nice. And then they started the ability to track the benefits. It was not there before. So now we can offer more things and kind of track and see which things are liked by people, which things are popular, and know what other benefits to bring out. So it will be a continually evolving thing for the better. We'll always try to keep it new and exciting for you patrons. So it's kind of cool. And then in addition to some of the premium videos that we're going to load. So once we get things stabilized, we're going to get more videos out there. All right. Now, somebody says here, I want to make sure I'm not skipping. I talked about that, the weight thing. And Tone asks, do we have to be an existing Patreon member, or can we sign up today and still be eligible? You will be eligible after February 1st if you sign up today. But the cool thing is, we're only going to run these things once a month. So you're not going to miss out. Yeah, you're going to miss out on January because we're going to run the first one next week. Around the middle of the month. And so for February, you'll be in the mix. So you go ahead and sign up now so they can run you on the first. But that's not the only perk. Just go there and see the different tiers. There's a lot of other benefits that you get besides. This is just something I'm adding now. I haven't even put it on there as a promotion. I'm just talking about it today. When we're done, I'm going to add it on there for those tier levels that are eligible for it, because it's just high quality stuff. I mean, this stuff is like $75. It's still in the package. So this is a nice base layer. It breathes on you. So it's kind of, so we're not going to be giving out crap. It's going to be good stuff. Let's see here. What do we have? And then we have other things we'll be giving out, like services and stuff that we sell to other people on the website, bike fits and different things. So remote fits and so forth. All right. Nicholas, cold greetings from Sweden and Indo spinning. Nico, how you doing, man? He's cold spinning. Yeah, it's okay. If it's too cold, yeah, you don't want to go out there. Just spin. You don't need to do too many hours this time of year. Just be consistent. 87.6. Eldred, what do you think of the Colnago V1R? I'm picking between building one of these or buying a flow model Argon 18 nitrogen, the aeroframe. I'd have to look at it. I haven't seen what it looks like. They've got so many models. They make good stuff. Colnago V1R. The reason why I like to look up things people come up with, because normally I wouldn't go look up that thing unless I was looking for a bike. So it's kind of cool to look it up. To see what's out there. Now they've got a V1R disc and a V1R. I'm just going to look at the V1R because it's just the disc is the wheel set and whatever you're choosing. And that's not a bad price. I'm looking on Bike Exchange here. The frame, that's 2016 though. It's $1,499, $1,500 on Bike Exchange. Okay, I'm going to click on this for Cycling Weekly did a review on it. Cycling Weekly and road.cc, they do pretty good reviews. It looks like a regular bike. I mean, nothing crazy. Sloping geometry. Yeah, it's just a standard looking road bike. I mean, nothing crazy. That's good. I like regular looking stuff. And now he's talking about that and the Argon 18 nitrogen. So if I were to pick, let's see what the Argon 18 nitrogen. What a name for a bicycle. So the prices are reasonable, actually, compared to the other things out there, like the Venge is like $13K. Argon 18 nitrogen. There it is. Okay, this one looks more aero. I think that's the one he's talking about. They've got it's more of an aero bike. Yeah. Wow. The price is very reasonable. It's just a matter of your preference. The Argon 18 appears to be more of a, how do you say, a modern bike, you know, like new age kind of thing. The other one looks just a standard road bike with a sloping tube, oval tube, nothing special. This one looks like they got more angles. And you guys know, like the frame that Paul has, the giant propel, where there is a cutout, almost like a cutout in the seat tube where the tire just comes in close to the frame. You know, they got like a little semicircle to let the tire, more aero back there. And it has a more aero seat post, proprietary seat post. So yeah, so the Argon looks very futuristic. I'd probably pick the Argon because the other one just kind of run of the mill. Yeah, that's what I would think. I would do the Argon because the price is actually the one I'm looking at, 54, 56 centimeter, $2,900. So $3,000. It's on sale at some place online, but so the MSRP is $3,750. And this is a full bike. Oh, this is just a frame. Yeah, it's full bike, select size. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not looking at the dimensions. That's more involved. Just make sure that it's going to fit you as far as this. I don't know. I would assume you've had a bike size, and if you're going to buy that, just make sure you get your size, and you'll be good. I would take the Argon 18. And it's good. They don't have their names all over it. They just got it on the down tube. So that's cool. Paul does not like the Cervelo, all the names everywhere. I mean, just everywhere. They put it on every tube, even inside the front fork. And Paul's like, man, like you're going to forget you have a Cervelo. All right, let's see here. Sent, when you guys stop in group rides for coffee or whatever, you don't look up your bikes. You don't lock up your bikes. Oh, I never see anyone carrying them. Yeah, we don't lock it up, but we don't. It's not out of our sight either. Let somebody try to steal it. You got 16 guys or 12 guys. Yeah, they're going to get their butt kicked. They will be calling the cops. I couldn't resist saying that. I don't think there's a thief that brave. Nah, nobody take. We don't leave it out of our sight. But yeah, we don't. You know, the places we stop. Nah, we're in the farm country. We're stopping at a convenience store. The bikes are right where we can see them. Yeah, yeah. Even when Paul and I stop, one of us are always with the bike, or the bike is visible from wherever we are. Yeah, it's not. We don't care. I don't carry locks for this bike. Now, if I were commuting in the city and I had to park it, yeah, I would be locking the frame and removing the front wheel, you know, or something like that. A lot of times, like, you know, in major cities, people remove the wheel because somebody will take it, you know, and you have to lock the frame to something, you know. So yeah, that's a problem in a lot of metro areas. But where we're riding out in the country, no, our bikes are with us. We don't, you know, no. There's always somebody there watching the bikes. In fact, we take off our head unit, the Garmin. We don't leave them on the bike. Paul and I don't. We take it off, put it in our jersey pocket because those things are expensive. So yeah, so that's a good question. We're aware of that. So Carlos Austria says, speaking of clipless pedals, he didn't finish. I saw someone using MTV. Do you recommend using them? Yeah, some people use mountain bike pedals. I mean, you know, on road bikes. There's a guy, Alan uses mountain bike pedals. There's nothing wrong with them. If that's what you want, that's what you prefer. Some people already have mountain bike shoes and they like the way it's easy to walk in. You know, some people say that. A lot of people that commute like to be able to walk. And then you can use that. Yeah. Just set it up right and ready to go. Tone, if you wait till next month, then you will have to wait till March. So when you sign up today, they don't charge you. There is no charge. you're just in line to get charged on February 1st. That's what I was saying. I didn't find, Tone's talking about Patreon. You're just pledging, you're promising, you're saying, I'm going to support the channel. Patreon does not charge people daily. They do it monthly on the 1st of the month. So whenever you sign up, you got to wait till the 1st of the next month to be eligible for anything. Meaning you're not really a patron yet. You just promised to be. Okay? So there's no point in waiting. So if you wait till next month, then it will be March before they process it. All right, let's see here. If COPS is not the true indicator of seat 4 aft, how do we determine the correct placement of our saddle? Eric Nell. I did a video about that, Eric. I'm going to have to give you the link. Let's see here. It's in the Bike Fit playlist. That's a very good question because it's very subjective. It's by feel. Now, no COPS. There's no way one thing can work for everybody. Every human being is different. So there's anything that seems to be universal, take it with a grain of salt. The human body is very unique. So if you go to the channel, I'm going to find the video for you, but it sounds like you need to go through the Bike Fit playlist videos. Everything's in there. This is called Saddle. It's one of our most popular videos because this is the hardest thing for people to dial in. But this video is very thorough. And it will answer your question completely. Saddle 4 aft. Let's see here how many people have watched this. Okay. 81,219 of your fellow cyclists like this video. So let me find it. There's one of the videos when I made, Paul said it was archive material, and he was correct. Saddle 4 aft was the hardest thing I learned how to set when I was racing because my coach didn't know anything about fit. And I paid for a fit kit and felt like I was ripped off because it didn't do anything. Here you go, Eric. Start with this video and then please look at saddle height in the playlist for the Bike Fit playlist as well. I suspect you may need to check that. That's the prerequisite for this one. But that's what you need. Okay. Dozy 76487. You're giving us good stuff. Remember, guys, I already talked about this. Dozy didn't hear me. So we're gonna get him. He says, keeping up the great work. I'm learning a lot. It's helping me with my daily rides. D. Michael, the legend. All right, Dozy, since it's so great, since you didn't hear the speech, it's great because of all these people we've been talking about on Patreon. So we're not doing it by accident. We're doing it because of all the support from the guy like Eric Nell, Robert Tangler, Christopher Roxbury. So that's what Chris said when he did the super chat. He said, this is great. You got to keep this going. This is an educational channel. So consider signing up on Patreon to support the channel. So it's here for you and all your fellow cyclists. That's the speech that you missed. So we appreciate you, Dozy 76487. That's a cool name. I don't know. These guys coming up with all these names. Got to be a story on some of these names. USMC 5900. I know there's a story. He's a military guy. And so is Christopher Roxbury. So he said, Elder, did you receive your festive 500? I haven't received. No, not yet. And that's normal. We just finished. So yeah, I requested it. So I'm waiting. They'll send it. Well, as soon as I get it, yeah, it's going to be, you're going to see it. I'm putting it on the jersey. We earned that bad boy. Mike G, what's up? Veloharmony from the city that never sleeps, New York. Yeah, Mike. Mike's one of the guys who loves this channel too. So Mike, you're going to have to go to Patreon and sign up and support the channel you love. Mike is a Rafa diehard now. He's buying striped socks and all kinds of stuff. He came on talking about he stopped by the store and bought striped socks. Let's see what he says here. Thanks for sharing the cycling lifestyle and all that you know with us. Always a pleasure to see my subscriber light under your channel. Okay, well, cool. So we look for you on Patreon. Sign up on Patreon, support your channel. Dario Same. He liked my Rafa jersey. Which jersey? Which Rafa jersey? Oh, you said Sin Raphael. Oh, this is old school. This is Sin Raphael, not Rafa. Rafa is a spin-off of this Sin Raphael team. That was what's his name? Raphael Giviniani was on the team as well. This was when they changed to the Sin Raphael squad. Yeah, that's old school stuff. That's where he got the thing to start Rafa. Let's see here. Interesting with your fit videos, starting to get some understanding about the weight center. Yeah, you got to have balance. It's the saddle, man. Looking forward to do the bike fit. Frustrating, though, that the last hope of my favorite is an S&P. You don't have to have an S&P. I just like an S&P. I can fit. You can ride whatever suits your anatomy. I don't know what you're saying, that the last hope of my favorite is an S&P saddle. If you want to get an S&P saddle, look on eBay, man. They're there all the time. You know, they're about $220, $230, something like that. I just bought one when my other one broke. I like them. I like the dynamic, and I told why I like them. It was recommended. Steve Hogg recommended it, and I was using like Physique Arione. I've used the Specialized Ramen. And this was just the saddle, that was it. You can't, it's, yeah. So, but if you want that, that's fine. If you're going to change your saddle though, then don't sign up for the fit until you get the saddle you want. Because we want to fit you to the saddle. You don't want to do a fit and then change your saddle. It changes your fit. So let's see here. And I need to send you your, I don't know if I see you here on Patreon. Yeah, I see you on there. I'll check. I think you've been processed already. So we'll need to send you your discount code so when you sign up, you can use that. Yeah, got a lot of stuff to do. Send out on Patreon to send me some notices. Razvan Popa, thank you for your advice. Keep it a good work. Okay. Razvan, you're welcome. If you're trying to update your address using the app on your phone, click on the 3-pal. That's great. So I didn't even know Patreon had an app. I use it on the desktop. That's it. I'm not there that much. I don't change the tiers that much. I just, they send me messages when things happen. So that's kind of cool to know they have an app. I need to check that out. Make a note. Patreon app. Isn't this something? There's an app for everything. Okay, because it'd be good to have it on my phone. If I'm remote, I can use that. Kraniki, new subscriber here. What is your thought on the Omnium Minimax? Never heard of it. Let's see. Omnium Minimax. Let me put it in Google. Omnium Minimax. Wow. Okay. Omnium Minimax review. It's like a cargo thing. Let's see. Cargo bike. Omnium cargo bikes with a purpose. Okay. I was looking at some cargo bikes maybe 7 or 8 months ago. That looks cool. You put the kid in front. They've got all kinds of cargo bikes out there. I mean, it's just a matter of what you want to go with. I don't really like that kid being. I just clicked on the page. I don't know if it's their official page, but somehow the picture is showing the guy carrying the kid in front. I'd want him sitting in something. They have cargo bikes where the kids can actually sit in something. It looks okay. I mean, it's just do your research if you're in the market for that. They have all kinds of cargo bikes. Let's see here. Track standing Omnium. I'm sure they make different kinds, but there are other bikes that have an actual cabin that you can sit in. So keep that in mind. You don't need to do your research before you buy any one particular cargo bike. They're pretty good. You can carry stuff around. Some people carry their pets. You can put the kids in there. If it fits your lifestyle, a cargo bike can be a lot of fun. Trying to access your Patreon page unable. Is the system down right now? No, I'm on Patreon. Go to patreon.com. Patreon.com/Veloharmony. Patreon.com and then / Veloharmony. Let's see. Yeah, the page loaded. It's working fine. I don't control that. That's Patreon. It's never down. They support a lot of creators, movies, and all kinds of stuff. So it's there. Patreon.com / Veloharmony. If you can't get to that page, there's something going on with your connection you're on, your network. This is Farmer 2702. Just go to, Patreon. See if you can load Google where you are, Farmer. If you can go to Google, you should be able to go to Patreon. It's up about as much as Google is. Because Patreon's pretty big. In fact, Patreon's being copied by Facebook. Facebook is trying to set up something similar to Patreon for their people that do live, Facebook Live and stuff. So he says, Dario Summit says he was looking on Rafa's website, and at least there I didn't find anything that really caught my attention. I just read they became partner with someone else and that could bring better products. I don't know about that. I think Walmart bought them or something, so there's an infusion of cash. But they have great stuff now. So it's just the same people are going to be running it. They're just going to give them more money, and so they'll be able to diversify, I guess. I heard the owners of Walmart, not Walmart, the owners, parent company. So Robert said, when will you allow your girls to ride solo to school? Probably when they're older. They're pretty new at riding now. They caught on pretty quickly, but yeah, not right now. They're not ready for that. Let's see here. Viscar49 says, hello, how you doing? 87.6. It's not in case you forget. It's so everybody else knows you have a Cervelo, I think. He's talking about all the badging on Cervelo. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, I don't care for all that. It's not necessary. It's too much. It's everywhere on the bike. I'm like, come on. Let's see here. Tone Pagnolo. Does it matter which level we sign up for? There are 4 different memberships. Yeah, look at Tone. Look at the different perks, and to be eligible for these promotions, everybody is eligible from $10 and up. So if you want to do the $10, that's fine. Yeah, you just need to make sure you put a shipping address. But each level gives you certain lifetime benefits. It's not just these giveaways. So there are other things in there. The giveaways is just one of the things that you're going to get. There's a lot of things I'm going to be adding in addition to what's already there. You'll see that certain levels, people get a free remote bike fit. That's a $200 value. And certain levels, people get other things. So we're still discussing what else to put out there. And each time I add something, Patreon lets you know that you have a new perk or whatever, so that you guys can keep up with what's going on there. And, you know, if you're not getting updates, then, you know, periodically just check to see, you can see your benefits in whatever tier you sign up in. I want to make it worthwhile for people to go there, because even though you're generously supporting the channel, I felt like it would be nice to give you stuff so that you see that, okay, yeah, some people come and say, I don't want rewards. And I tell them, well, you got it anyway. Even if you don't take advantage of it, it's there. So if you go to the website and you buy anything, I think at one level you get 15% off and whatever, and you go higher up to like 20, 25%. It's pretty significant. You know, I don't buy anything from Rafa retail unless it's unique. Like the Sky jersey when they left, I bought that at regular price because it's sold out. I'm glad I did because it was unique. But yeah, I like deals. So I like deals. I'm going to give you deals. So there's going to be more services being added, some of our training plans and different things. So what I've done so far, instead of putting specific things there, I've said, if you're in this level, you get this discount when you buy anything from the website. You're in this level, you get that discount. So this is just something new we're adding. I haven't even put it out there, but everybody's eligible at whatever level. But look at what else you might want to take advantage of and then choose a level. Because Eric jumped to the I think Lioness level, and there's a lot of benefits in that level. Nicholas Rizels also jumped to that level because he's going to get a discount when he signs up for his bike fit. There's a lot of reasons people use that. That's what he's talking about, whether he wanted to get his S&P first or whatever. So, yeah. So there's a lot of services on the website that you would benefit from when you're at a certain level. All right, let's see here. MVP crushing those miles. Keep it up. Let's see here. He's talking to Paul. Okay. Now, Martin S. said, been watching you for about a month. I haven't heard from you, man. You've been here a month. You didn't say hi. My feelings are hurt. He said, many thanks. You have really helped me get back into cycling. You speak so much sense. Thank you. Yeah, man, it's simple. It's not, we don't need to complicate it. Great to have you here. I'm glad we got you. That's really, I think it's great to get people out on their bikes. A lot of people have bikes. A lot of people don't ride them. I have a lot of neighbors here. They open their garage. You just see the bikes there. But I've never seen them riding. But the bikes are in the garage. They just don't get out. Some people are afraid. Oh, cars pass too close and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, like I mentioned in the group, right, sometimes it startles you, but, you can't let that stop you. I know how it is. You're not used to it. So what I do is, if you look at my rides on Strava, those of you who are not following me, you can't see that. If you look at the maps that I use the main roads to get to other places that I normally would never have had a reason to go to, different neighborhoods, because in the neighborhoods, they don't cut down the hills. They just pave the roads. So I found almost a 9% climb, maybe 1 hour from here by bike. So, I got to take Paul out there because he's going to love it. I know he's going to love it. And it's really close. And we pass there all the time. And if I were driving a car, I would have no reason to go in there. So I'm discovering things close to home that I would never have discovered. So that's why one of the other reasons I like riding my bike. I would never have had a reason to go in that neighborhood in a car. And I got in there, and every house I passed, people waving, and they're out. And this is the thing about it. How many people wave at you when you drive in your car? No. I'm riding my bike, and this guy outside blowing leaves, he waves at me. In the next house, hey, hi. It's just really cool. I like that. And I don't know these people. I'm in their neighborhood. They're an hour by bike away from where I live. And it's just really, there's a closeness being on the bicycle. It's a whole different attitude, So I love that. So yes, it's good that we're helping get you out there. You don't need to go far. Just get out. Get out often. That's more important. All right. Let's see here. He said, Nicholas says, I need more setback, and the S&P have longer rails. My favorite is an aero frame with integrated, so there's no seat post setback. Have to be fitted on the other bikes. I assume you already own these bikes. I hope you're not trying to buy something you can't get fitted to, because you really need to know what seat angle you're dealing with. Yeah, with those particular, Paul had the same problem with the Giant Propel. He'd like to have more setback. We were able to fit him, but they only have one seat post. And so, yeah, there's no setback. But, yeah, maybe the longer rails might help you. So, yeah, that's always good. But, yeah, just get you a copy. The S&Ps are out there. All right, Michael says he's not able to update his address. Not sure why. Michael, did you see the write-up by Chris? I'll let Chris help you. Chris Roxbury had some instructions. Norby Danny. Hi, man, I'm new. Are you a new cyclist or a new human being? I know what you mean. Welcome to the channel. Great to have you here. Jeffrey Davis, I see the same thing, expensive bikes. I'm not sure what he's talking about. Maybe it's a different conversation. All right. Michael Fernandez, email Elder when you get off here and ask him if he has your address on file. I don't have his address, Chris. He's never bought anything from the store. So yeah, that would be the only place it would be. But he should be able to let him send an email. Send an email to the support on Patreon. You should be able to update your address. That's what they're there for. Let them handle that, because I don't have access to your accounts for the, I think it's the proper reasons. So Tone said he can update. There's got to be a reason. Maybe you just signed up, but it should have given you the option when you signed up as you were checking out to put your address in there, you know. But yeah, send them an email. Maybe they need to set up something for you or give you that access. They'll take care of that. They're pretty good in responding. Go to the support page and send them an email, explain what you're going through. Oh, okay. Jeffrey says in the garages, so he's talking about expensive bikes. Yeah, people buy bikes and they just sit there. They don't ride them. It's tough getting the motivation to get out there, you know. Weather's never right. It's windy, you know, different reasons. So Tone said he's trying to sign up but can't get past the sign-up page. Too bad we can't post pictures. Oh, we don't want to see pictures of your bike. I want to see you riding your bike. Post a picture when you're on your bike riding it. That's what I want to see. I want you riding. I don't care what bike you have. I want to make sure you're riding whatever bike you do have. I'm not sure why you're having a problem. Send an email to them. You can't get past the sign-up page. It should be pretty straightforward. Let's see here. Patreon.com. Veloharmony. I'm going there. Let me see what's going on. And basically, the main page, you just say become a, I think it says become a patron. You click on that, and that takes you to, yeah, picking a tier. Select the tier, and it should take you, let's see, you select the tier, and basically choose, and then put your name and address. When you select the tier, you should be able to put your address in there. And it seems like some other people are trying to go back and update afterwards. Because some of these things, that's why they said the tier includes a physical reward. So that's where you can put your address. I'm moving through with no problems. And then you put your card or how you're going to pay. And you check out. Yeah, send something to support. You shouldn't have any problem signing up. It's pretty straightforward. Yeah, a lot of people buy bikes, and what ends up happening, they take them to the pawn shop and they pawn them. You know, after a while, it's just sitting around. In fact, my brother and partner Paul got a bike from a guy who his wife just said, "You're not riding a bike, you need to sell it." And Paul snatched it. I'm not sure how that story. I don't know where he met the guy. It was one of those things. He was just meant to have that bike, so he basically grabbed it before the guy could change his mind. You know, brand new bike, literally, just been sitting around. The wife told him, "You're not gonna ride it, sell it," which I thought was good advice, because it's hard to sell used bikes once they're years old. You know, the model is years old. It's like nobody wants it. Let's see here. Yeah, I can see everybody's address, Chris. I can see the address. I can't edit or do anything. That's what I meant. I can see them. I'm at an admin level, but they don't let me manage your account. They just let me see and interact with your data. I can send messages and so forth. They manage your account. But I can see everybody. Like right now, I can go in and see those who have added addresses, and I can actually see the address, because that's what I will use when you win to send you stuff. It has a button that lets me see the address. So I can see your address. I can see your email, your tier, everything. I can see them. I just can't modify or administrate, if that makes sense. I can communicate with you. I just can't manage anything. Okay. Let's see here. Elise said, ever thought of starting a Discord channel so we can all chat about bikes and post photos? Free. You can do it on my Facebook group. There's a Veloharmony Facebook page. Request to join the group, and you can put pictures of your bike there. That's what people are doing now. We have a place where people chat about whatever. That would be good for you to do that. And there's no cost. He said the CAPTCHA isn't popping up. Oh, I see. Okay, so that's something going on with your browser, maybe. You don't have an ad blocker either. I didn't even see a CAPTCHA when I went there. I'm not sure what, because it was asking you to make sure you're a person. Maybe they can help you with that. It seems like something specific to your browser. Yeah, try a different browser. I hope you're not using the Internet Explorer. They need to ban that thing. It's got more problems than anything. Charlie says, get your K's in, don't let anything stop you. Yeah, try on your Mac. I only use Mac. I don't know. When did I switch to Mac? Was it 09 or no? 05? 2005. I switched to Mac and never looked back. And I used to be a die-hard Windows guy. I used to work in DOS, all that stuff. Once I got to the Mac, once I could do my job on the Mac, yeah, I don't like working on Windows machines anymore. This stuff just works. Yeah, try it on your Mac. Use Safari. You should have no problems, or even Chrome. Yeah, try Chrome. You shouldn't be having any problems. This stuff just works. They're pretty reliable. That site manages for all kinds of creators. So we're going to wrap up, guys. 2:01 into the session. We will have another one. This stuff works. We're going to have the first raffle. That's what I see everybody getting addresses in there. I will send out a message to everybody for the people who are not here so they can get their addresses updated on Patreon so they can be eligible. But I want to thank everybody for coming in. Christopher Roxbury, Robert Tengler, all you new pledged patrons, we appreciate you. Once you're processed, everything will kick in. I see John M. Dunbar Jr. It just popped up. He just processed on Patreon. Welcome to the fold. You will be processed on February 1st, and then you'll be eligible for these drawings. But we're going to be making sure, besides the drawings, I know the drawings caught a lot of attention, check your levels. There are different things that are there now, and there will be more being rolled out. I want to make sure that you see the value of what you've given to this channel. So we're going to give you some of our services. So I want to thank everybody. Have a good night, everyone. Keep getting those K's in. Stay out of trouble. Stay safe.